Moving into the co-main. Yeah, they do, don't they? Moving into the co-main event.
Damage.
The undercard of Joe Pyfer versus Damage. So yeah, Damage versus Andre Philly. Andre, what could you do with his name? Andre Philly. Andre Philly.
Andre Philly.
Versus Damage.
Yeah.
Damage.
Dan Eig.
So Dan Eig versus Andre Philly. Interesting matchup. Dan Eig has some pretty serious knockout power for the featherweight division. He's knocked out guys before.
He has knocked out guys.
He has.
17 and 7.
17-7.
So these guys both quite experienced. Andre Philly with a 23 and 10 and one no contest. But
Andre Philly, a bit of a back and forth kind of guy as well.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Very talented, nonetheless. Same with Dan Eig, of course. Oops. Let's pull up their. Fucking hell! I'm trying to type here, guys, but my keyboard's not.
What have you got there? What have you got there?
Dan Eig. Let's show off this wonderful human being's MMA record. Dan 50k Ige. So obviously Andre Philly up next. His last fight was against Bryce Mitchell, and he did get pretty well controlled in that fight. It's pretty impressive by Mitchell. He beat Landwehr by decision, and obviously KO'd Damon Jackson. Before that, he was on a 3-fight losing skid, 3 decisions. But against tough guys.
Yeah.
Very, very tough guys.
Yeah, Evloev has proven that he's no joke in his recent match against Arnold Allen.
Yep.
Josh Emmett as well.
Former interim title challenger.
Yep. Has gone out there and done some pretty impressive stuff in the latter parts of his career, which I think we're probably in now. But yeah, he wins over Edson Barboza. That's impressive.
Mirsad Bektic, that's a very good win as well. So this guy has been there. You know, he was on a 6-fight win streak at one point in his career, which is no easy feat.
No.
6 fights in a row in the UFC, getting to Edson Barboza, and then, you know, obviously losing to Calvin Kattar by decision. Calvin Kattar's a tough matchup.
Yeah.
You know. And since then he has been a bit back and forth, but I wouldn't put it past. I don't think he's past it, that's for sure. He's 32 years old. He's still got a lot of room to grow.
He's one of those guys that's been really active and has taken a lot of risks. So
yeah,
therefore his record reflects that.
Exactly. And similar thing goes with Andre Philly, really. Another guy who's back and forth, losses, wins, you know, puts together a bit of a streak, and then he gets beaten.
Also having a loss against Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah, exactly. Bryce Mitchell, you UD'd him.
And his last against Michael Johnson
very
too.
Interesting. Yeah, he did. Weird fighter. Lost to Calvin Kattar as well. Obviously, Yared Rodriguez, Max Holloway back in the day.
Yeah, he's been
there, done
mixing
that.
it up with the best, eh?
Exactly. And his first fight in the UFC was in 2013. So, you know, he's been here for 10 years. 33 now. He seems to be very focused. He's beaten some pretty decent guys on his way, you know. So this is going to be a very, very, very intriguing fight. Very intriguing fight. Both guys with knockout power, finishing ability. Both guys coming into the latter stages of their career at 32 and 33.
I like it.
This could be fight of the night. I mean, what did we say was going to be fight of the night last time?
It was probably what got fight of the night.
Probably, you know.
No, I think it may have been one of the go back to the last
one of the worst ones.
Fight nights. Yeah, that's a pretty pathetic.
We said Moicano Dober, and it
ended
up being a bit of a snooze fest. It was all right. It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't, but yeah, it was just a spoon fest.
It was.
The last 2 fights were spoon fests on that card.
They were. But I really think that this is going to be a banger. I don't see either of these guys trying to go for a takedown. Maybe Philly trying to implement a little bit of jiu-jitsu at some point, but I think this is going to be a stand-up.
Yeah, I think both guys are just going to be quite respectful in the fact that they're both quite well-rounded, and I think it'll go down to, it will come down to the striking, and seeing who can control things on the feet.
100%. I agree, and I think that it's going to lean towards Andre Philly. He looked really good in his last fight. He got the TKO there. I think he's slightly more well-rounded than Dan Ige on the ground, especially. And I'm going to go for an Andre Fili decision.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I'm going to go for a Dan Ige 3rd round finish.
Okay. Interesting. Just to shake things up.
Shake it up a little bit.
Add a little bit of chicken salt on top of that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Chicken salt. That's the exact thing
that's what
I was doing.
Thinking, wasn't it?
In my head was chicken salt and me sprinkling it all over this fight.
I knew it.
That I'll be predicting on Verdict MMA.
Shout out Verdict. So there you go. There's our picks. Put money on it. Either one. We didn't give you we gave you 2 picks. So pick one and put loads of money on it. All right. Anyway, moving on. Robert Brazilian versus Ihor Portino. Yeah, again.
The unpronounceable duo.
Yeah, the unpronounceable men.
33 and 27. That is their ages. That is not someone's record. That'd be a pretty
bad record. Let's pull them up on Sherdog so we can have a wee look at their records. So, he's on a 5-fight winning streak, and it's his debut.
All KOs, all knockouts at least. We've got a couple of TKOs there.
Looks like he's doing all right. Ihor, let's see what. So he's on a 2-fight skid. He's lost 3 out of his 4 fights in the UFC. Interesting. Then this is a bit of a toss-up match.
It seems like they're possibly feeding Ihor to this new fella.
Yeah. But then saying that, he's never had a win in a major organization, so
no, you're right.
Could be.
He has also not gone past the 1st round
in his last 5 fights. Wow.
Yeah. Wow, a 17-second knockout there.
Shit.
And only one of them making it, past the 2-minute mark in his last 5.
Interesting. So Ihor, he looks like he's got a couple of submissions, a few, not the biggest knockout artists, that's for sure. I mean, he beat Mauricio Shogun Rua, who was like 70 at the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not. Okay, interesting. I'm going to go with, who are you going to go with actually first? You tell me your pick.
Not Ihor. I'll be going with Robert Bryshek for this one. Fighting out of Poland.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this is setting up his UFC career quite nicely. I think we'll probably see a similar fashion finish to what he's been getting in his last few fights. Round 1 or 2, I think. It is, like you say, his first fight in a major organization. So that will probably be a bit of a test for him, but you can't argue with the fact this guy is on a 5-fight knockout streak. And 4 of them coming within 2 minutes.
Pretty impressive.
It's very impressive.
If we look at his knockouts, submissions, and decisions, 11 knockouts, 1 submission, 5 decisions. It's a pretty heavy ratio favor for knockouts.
What is that? A 71% finish rate?
Yeah, crazy. And
that is very crazy.
So he looks like he's improving as well. Obviously, so he lost a couple fights, and then he's just been on a tear. So I agree. I reckon we're going to see a 1st-round knockout from Robert. 1st or 2nd? I'll go with 1st round.
I'm going to go with 1st round here as well.
Round too.
Yeah.
Look how good we are. We didn't even know who those guys were, and we've just given a perfect breakdown of what's going to happen. Talent, us two. Dana, hire us. We'll be in charge of everything. All right. Anyway, moving on. Brad Tavares is back after his victory against Chris the Cripple Weidman.
That was a sad fight to watch.
That was tough. I really was rooting for Chris there, but he didn't get it done.
No,
you pussy, Chris. I'm just kidding. He didn't get it done because Tavares, he had a really good game plan.
Yep,
basically in that fight, and Chris just didn't look like he had it.
No, in
all honesty, he just didn't look like he was. And then he re-injured his fucking leg again, and now he's going to be out for he should just retire basically.
I think so.
He was great, but his time is long gone now. But Brad Tavares, 36 years of age, fighting Gregory Rodriguez.
He's getting on.
He's getting on a bit. Let's pull up Brad's record and break this one down. So Brad Tavares, so his previous 2 fights before the Weidman fight were losses. He lost to Dricus, unanimous decision. That's obviously not a terrible loss to have on your record.
I think that was Dricus's first fight in the UFC, wasn't it?
I don't think it was his first, but I think it was. Yeah, so he'd fought twice before that. So one of his earlier ones.
Mm-hmm.
Dricus looked average as in that fight.
Yeah, he did.
Crazy to think.
It's because he hadn't had his nose operation yet.
Well, yeah. Lost to Bruno Silva. Again, not a bad loss. Bruno Silva's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, obviously coming back off that win against... He's not doing too well. Coming back... He had a banging fight with fucking Pereira. Alex Pereira's second fight in the UFC against Bruno Silva.
Oh, yeah. That went to decision, didn't it?
It did. He landed some good hits as well.
Hmm.
Back then, I hated Pereira. I wanted him to lose so bad.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I love him. He's like my favorite fighter.
Sharma.
Brazilians, the best. Yeah. So Gregory Rodriguez, 14-5. He is 31 years of age. He's been looking pretty good. Powerful guy. He's got some pretty good wrestling and jiu-jitsu as well, though. Remember from his last fight. This isn't looking good for Brad.
No, I don't think so.
This is not looking good for Brad.
Like, I mean, Brad has been tossing it up with the best of the best for a while.
He has.
And so, I mean, this could be a new kind of test for Gregory Rodriguez. Obviously, the experience factor is what's going to come into this a lot, I think. And Brad's got that on his side.
He does.
He has,
you're right.
like I just said, he has fought he's fought Dricus, he's fought Izzy, he's fought Whitaker, he's fought, who were we just talking about? Weidman, and all four of those guys are
former champs.
Yeah, or the champ at the moment in the form of Dricus. So, like, he's been in there with the best guys, and I mean, that is only going to improve your game.
100%. I agree. And often when guys hit like 35, 36, they have like a bit of a career resurgence for a couple fights.
Yeah.
We could see that. We could see a really impressive decision. I don't think he'll finish him.
No, I don't think so either. But yeah, coming off a win against washed out Weidman, I mean, it's still a win.
Confident.
Yeah,
coming off
you're going to be riding a little bit of a wave.
A little bit of a wank. So
yeah, maybe RoboCop Rodriguez is in for a bit of a shock. Yeah. Rude awakening.
I know what you're saying. And RoboCop has lost before. He doesn't look 31. He looks about 50.
Yeah.
He could very well be lying about his age. Honestly, this guy.
Why though?
People do that.
You know what he looks like? He looks like an angry dad on the sidelines of a sports event.
He does. He's drunk.
I
mean, yeah, he does not look 31. If I was to pick his age, I would say about 45 to 50.
Yeah.
Not 50, but 45, I'd say.
Fighting ages people, though.
It does.
He's still got quite a good hairline there. I know he's got a shaved head, but you can see his hairline still there. Yeah. These are the things that I noticed, you see.
He could have a full head of hair if he wanted.
Yeah.
Whereas you couldn't.
That was below the belt.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I need a 5-minute break after that. I had a low blow.
Oh, sorry, guys. I had to do it. Anyway, what's your pick? What's your pick for this fight?
I want to stick with my guy Tavares. I want to see him get I want to see Brad.
Brad.
I want to see Brad Tavares get another win before he goes out.
Get another win.
Yeah, bloody Brad Tavares.
Yeah.
No, I think that the experience is going to play a big factor. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think this is going to go to decision.
No.
I think this is going to go to decision, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to say Brad Tavares by split decision.
Split D?
Split.
Okay, interesting. I'm going to go with, just to play devil's advocate, I'll go with Robo. And I'll say round 2 KO. Wow. Because I just want to, I honestly think I'm more tempted to go with the same thing as you, but I don't want to just keep doing the same pick.
Hey, fair enough.
I'll go with Robo.
Keep it interesting for the people out there that are listening right now.
Keep it interesting for our one viewer, Zach. Hey, Zach? And we know he views.
He does.
He does.
He's a hardcore listener.
Thank you, Zachary. Anyway, moving on. We have
Zach.
We got Zach. Zach fighting someone.
His demons.
Zach is fighting his car.
Michael Johnson.
Flowers. He's fighting Flowers.
Flowers.
Mike.
Michael.
Mike.
I was saying Big Mike.
Big Mike the Menace.
I was saying this before. He's almost got an even KD.
He does.
You know, he's now 22 and 19, is it? Or 20? Yeah.
22, 19.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Look at his record. It's fucking insane. He's fought the best of the best. Again,
yeah.
Another crafty veteran who on his day can beat the best in the world.
It's weird, man.
He beat fucking Dustin Poirier.
Yep. He looked really good against Khabib as well.
He looked good against Khabib.
One of Khabib's bigger tests.
Yeah. Poirier, Edson Barboza.
But yeah, then
Gleason Tebow
goes out
Tony
there.
Ferguson back in his
gosh.
prime. Shit's insane.
Yeah.
But then he's also lost to, Benny, Nate, Khabib, obviously, Justin, Darren Elkins, Josh Emmett, Stephen Ray,
Stevie
Thiago
Ray
Moises.
Cyrus.
That knockout from Josh Emmett was fucked.
Oh,
it shouldn't be legal. Shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Too much power.
He does. He lost to Jamie Malarkey. So you can beat Dustin Poirier and then lose to beat Tony Ferguson in his prime, lose to Jamie Malarkey, who's on the verge of getting cut. Oh, well, no, he's not. But
yeah, he needs to show up, man.
He does.
That's the thing.
And he's getting on a bit, but, Darius Flowers, unproven.
Beast mode Flowers.
Beast mode.
Flowers.
Flowers. Change your name, buddy.
Flowers.
Probably, feel bad for him.
He's had a draw.
He's had a draw. Jake Matthews, not a bad loss. Jake's a very good fighter on his day.
Mm-hmm.
But, he's coming off the Contender Series. This is probably about the level that Michael Johnson needs to stick at for his next fight, I'd say.
Yep.
I'm
nervous for him, though.
Yeah, same. Well,
it's the thing that's
KOs.
good about Michael Johnson is you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You really don't. And yeah, if this guy's carrying 8 KOs from 12 wins, then
we could see a finish.
We could see a finish, yeah.
I think we're going to see a finish either way.
Johnson's chin is not what it used to be.
No, it's not. And this guy looks pretty jacked. And, Beast Mode, that's kind of a cool name. So
Flowers.
I'm going to go with Michael Johnson for the upset decision victory.
Yeah?
No, I can't do that. That's not a good idea.
Look, I think it's time to smell the flowers here. Yeah. And
what are you gonna pick?
Look, I'm just gonna go with my brain and it's hard,
Johnson,
isn't it?
though. You never know.
It is.
Darius Flowers, I reckon he's due a win. I think he's gonna get a win. And I think it's gonna be a decision victory. I'm gonna stick with that.
You're gonna say Michael Johnson by decision.
MJ by decision.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you actually.
MJ.
I want to see Michael Johnson get it done.
Same.
I want to see him get maybe 1 or 2 more fights in, and then please, before you're literally 22 and 22,
and you're dead.
No, like his record.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But he's probably also going to be dead at that point.
Yeah.
Retire.
It's just sad, man, watching these guys who have had banger after banger and they're over 10 years ago now kind of thing.
He's 37.
Yeah.
He's going to be 38 this year.
Now really just struggling to kind of match up to some of these flowery youngsters coming through.
These puffy people. Anyways, so that's our call for that. Let us know what you think in the comments. We've got Vieira versus Petrosian. Both have a record of 9-2. Obviously, Vieira is 34. Petrosian is 33. Interesting.
Sticking up pretty evenly on paper.
Yeah, on paper, both pretty even. Petrosian's on a 2-fight win streak after losing to Kai Borrello. But he's been doing pretty well. He's been in the UFC for a little while now, since 2021. But mainly decisions in his career. So Vieira, the Brazilian, he's been in the UFC for a bit longer, but he's also been back and forth with losses and wins.
I think
an interesting one.
I think Vieira. I like Vieira. I think Vieira by submission.
Yeah, I've got a feeling Vieira's going to win too.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be I think submission as well. I think you're right.
Round 2.
Either him by submission, or I think Petrosyan might get a decision. But I'm going to go round 3 submission for Vieira.
Okay.
Round 3. Petrosyan, he's got a cool name. I'll give him that.
It's very cool.
Should we skim over the prelims as well and just see what we think?
Oh, I'd love to.
Oh my god, this keyboard.
Bit slow, is it?
Technical issues, men and women.
Once again, we've got one of the letters there.
UFC, that's the thing that we like. So big prelim card. We'll skim over this one. We've got Trevin Giles headlining. Interesting fellow there. I'll take him for the win.
Nice.
Take him.
Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I've never heard of any of these people.
Max Griffin's on there. I know of him. Devin Clark, I've seen him fight before.
I'm useless with names. That is my problem.
Yeah, same. You just remember the fight.
Yeah.
The look.
I'll like be watching this fight card and I'll be like, oh yeah,
that guy.
I do remember him.
This is a good fight. Welterweight Max Griffin versus Jeremiah Wells. That will be a good fight for sure.
If you don't know, that's our.
If you don't know, now you know.
Don't know, now you know. Pick.
But I'll chuck it on the screen so people can have a peek. If you don't know, Trevin Giles is headlining. We've got Baloja Oki versus Timmy Kuamba. Loma Lookboonme versus Bruna Brazil. Cool name there. She's probably from Brazil.
Is it the only women's fight on the whole card?
It is.
Wow, wait.
Thank you, UFC. Devin Clark versus
only one
Marcin
piss break.
Pacino. Only one piss break. That's gonna be tough. How many shits do you think we'll have? Max Griffin versus Jeremiah Wells. Good fight there. Zach Pruger versus Bodgan Guksko.
Look.
Good.
Look.
It's a good little prelims card. Chuck it on in the background. Have fun, basically, guys.
Yep.
But that finishes our breakdown of the card, the upcoming card.